Hello guys, good evening and welcome to the Little Farmer's Farm with me, Gouda Mafinda, who's not got his denture in today because he's a dirty scruffy get. Right, I forgot it. I've just had my tea. I take it out for my tea. Very uncouth without my tooth, I know, but you'll have to bear with me with that. I'm just going to give you a bit of a just a 10-minute walk round, just to talk about progress and what the plans are coming up for the next phase. So starting off at the top here, we've got the peas that are coming along right good and dandy, these peas. They'll be working their way up this trellis work, yeah? It's not called trellis, is it? What's it called? I always forget what this stuff's called. It's like a netting, but it's not netting, is it? It is a trellis, I suppose, isn't it? Let's see if I've got one here. I'm thick. General purpose garden mesh. So it's got the general purpose garden mesh around it, this. Front and rear. Low at the front so I can get in and do me weeding and do me cropping. And quite tall at the rear. It'll grow probably up to about here. Now the reason I haven't put this cross piece on down below, because it would have looked better, but it doesn't matter about looks, it's about effectiveness, ladies and gentlemen. And what would happen then is the pigeons would perch on that down there and it would munch me peas, the wood pigeons. The only ones that are not doing so well in this are for some reason in this corner, and I don't know why. Everything else is absolutely flourishing and coming up. So these, in about, say, 5 or 6 weeks' time, should be getting the pods on and be ready for harvesting. The ones that are in here, inside Tiki tunnel number 1, had started to get touched by the extreme heat. And that's because I'd kept that shut, and I opened it yesterday and they're greening up again, thank God. But they started to perish like that, see? That's no good. So I'm going to, before I go, I'm going to just chop this tray up so they've got some water in there. And then in about a week's time, they're going to be getting planted out back up here. In that back bed over there. So we'll have another 48 to go in that back bed over there. Which front and back, you know, same as this. And then we'll have that succession, because the first ones that we planted, sorry for spinning you around, guys. The first ones that we planted are in here on my side, in this cage. There was a moth there, did you see it? Are in here, and they're all coming along, even though it wasn't planted as richly. They're coming along, and they are getting flowers on, and they're getting pods on. The pods are coming, and you can see they're starting to fatten. That means they've got peas in. They've got peas in them, their pods. So all along there, we'll be getting quite a few peas off these, but not as many as up at the top, the top pea cages. We're hoping for better results at the top pea cages. I'm going to leave this open, actually. For some reason, it was closed, and I have been leaving it open. The reason I leave this open is because we want the pollinators, i.e. the bees, and whatever, butterflies and that, to get in there and take what they need from the blossoms that are on there. And then when they do that, they'll pollinate, they'll cross-pollinate. And we'll get the old peas pods coming on. Like these. That's how they do it, guys. Anybody not in the know, get pollinated, and then down the pod comes. And then the little peas grow inside. You can actually see the little peas inside there. Let them fatten up. About 7 or 8 in each pod. Yes! So we've got peas on the way. And we've got that succession of peas. I'm going to be starting off some more peas shortly. And then they'll go out. So as the other ones die back, the fresh peas will go in. Tiki tunnel number 2, this. And in Tiki tunnel number 2, we've got sun gold tomato plants. Now the plan is I'm going to be doing some more sun gold tomato plants in Tiki tunnel number 1. This is Tiki tunnel number 1, and it's a midden, as you can see, and it needs weeding, it needs clearing, because I'm going to be putting maybe 2 or 3 sun gold plants in each one of these beds. Yeah, of the 3 beds, so I'll have another 9 sun gold tomato plants growing in here. And I don't have to buy them because we're going to be creating clones from these ones in Tiki tunnel number 2. And you create a clone by taking off the sucker. If you look in the elbow there, the crux of the elbow there is another suspiciously tomatoey plant looking beast growing out from that. And that is actually another tomato plant potentially, because I'll snip that off there, plant it in to a pot to a depth of about 6 inches, and then the roots will come out from that and become a new plant. Fingers crossed. They usually do when I do it. And we'll have clones from off these. So we've got sort of like, how many have we got in here? We've got 8 in here. And we'll create another 6 to go in there from these. And again, these will take a little bit longer for the blossoms to come on because they'll be smaller plants. So about 2 or 3 weeks after these, we start to harvest the ones in here. We're going to be starting to harvest the ones in there about a month later. So these are going to be ready for harvesting, or beginning to be harvested, because they're an intermediate, which means that they'll grow through a season of about 8 weeks. You'll be harvesting for about 8 weeks off these ones. And then as they start to dry up, the ones in there will be ready. And we'll be getting tomatoes all through the summer. We'll be getting them probably from about mid-June, about 2 or 3 weeks, we'll start to take them off. Because we are actually already getting little tomatoes coming on. So in the next couple of weeks, mid-June, we'll be starting to take them off, and you'll work your way up then. Usually from the bottom they'll start to ripen and be ready from the bottom up. But as you know, we're going to be doing these all the way up to the top of the canes. Over probably about the next 8 weeks, something like that, we'll be doing that. And we'll continue to get tomatoes coming off these until the end of August, beginning of September. And it's the same story with these cucumbers. As you can probably tell if you've been following along, these cucumber plants have grown massively. They put on some right girth and width and length these, the plants. They're thriving in here. And we are starting, as you can see there, to get the blossoms on. We've actually started, I think, to get some fruit on. Look down there, there's a cucumber growing. In fact, there's a couple down there, look. Another one. In fact, that's the same one. That's a big curly widow's delight, that one. Oh, it will be in about a week. And that'll be the same story. They'll continue on to grow and to produce fruit. And we'll probably get about 25 to 30 cucumbers off each one of these, again, over the next sort of 8 to 10 weeks. Starting to take these cucumbers off next week. We'll have at least 2 or 3 by the end of next week, by Sunday. Or the beginning of the following week, obviously. First day of the week, Sunday, isn't it? I keep forgetting that. But we'll be starting to harvest these and take these off. And that'll continue then for about 10 or 12 weeks. If not longer. Successional cropping, successional harvesting. We'll get a first season out of them, the next 3 or 4 months, really. And then it'll start to die off, or die back. And then we'll probably have about another month. End of September, we'll probably not be taking many out on the cukes. But we will be checking them. Next 4 to 5 months. This next period is going to be the boom time for the harvesting. And I'm not going to be caught short like I was last year. Let's have a look at the spuds. Here's the first early Sharps Express. They were started from seed potatoes about 9 weeks ago, I think it was. I think it was the first week of April. So it's coming up for about 9 weeks now that these have been in. So in about 2 or 3 weeks' time, you can start taking them really from about the 11th week, 10th or 11th week. You can start taking them. But what I want to do this year is leave them till they flower and they get the little potato apples on top. I'll leave them as long as I can, to be honest, because we're in no rush for them. We're in no rush for these new potatoes. I want to give them the best chance that we can. And start taking these probably in about 3-4 weeks' time. Start taking them out. I might do a little tester, because I won't be able to wait that long. I won't have the patience for that. I might do a little tester mid-June, second week of June, second Sunday of June. I think I'll do a little tester and pull a plant up and see what they're like underneath. But yeah, give them as much time as you can sort of, before you get too carried away and you can't wait any longer. Give it as much time as you can before you pull them up, because really they'll continue to grow and swell underground until all the plant dies down completely, So I might do half and half. I might do half of the bed in a couple of weeks' time, and then another half in, say, 4 to 6 weeks' time. I'll just keep taking them as we need them. You know what I mean? You don't have to take them all at once into the brassica beds, inside the brassica tent. I mean, I don't really need to show you in there because you've seen a lot of this over the last few weeks, haven't you? There's the onions, Centurion on that side, and Stuttgarter on that side. I said there was 120, there's not. There's 240 onions in there, or thereabouts. Probably about 238. Planted 240, but they won't have all come through. But they're starting to fatten up, as you can see at the bottom there. They're starting to fatten up. So I reckon these Centurion are going to be ready in the next 3 or 4 weeks, and then that side probably in the next 5 to 7 weeks, something like that. They were planted about 3 weeks after these ones. Again, the successional sowings. It's getting here while there's no cabbage white butterflies about. Cauliflowers on this side. Just beginning to heart these. Just beginning. When they start closing over like that and they start to bunch up in the middle, it'll be about 2 or 3 weeks then before we get them curds coming on, those cauliflower curds. The actual cauliflower itself coming on. At the back we've got those purple sprouting broccoli at the back. There's 24 cauliflowers, and I think there were 36 calabrese and 12 of the purple sprouting at the back planted. Yeah, there's plenty in here. And look at these pak choi. I took one this morning and gave it to Carol next door, mixed cousin, because I promised her one. But yeah, these are ready for harvesting now, to be honest. I might just thin them out. I might thin out that one. That one's already been taken. So I'll take out that one, take out that one, take out the end one, and do them like that, and let the other one just grow on to the full potential and see how big we can get them before they start bolting. But yeah, they don't take long at all, the pak choi. In fact, I'm thinking of starting some more pak choi off. They only take about 10 weeks, something like that, pak choi, not even that. I think they took about 8 weeks to get to this size. Got these in here, Brussels sprouts. Oh yes, it's coming along very nicely. Very nicely in here. I'll just show you the broccoli that we've got on. You remember last week it was about that big. Doubled in size at least in the last week. And they will, over the next 2 or 3 weeks, they'll be coming on and they'll be ready for chopping off. And then you'll get the side shoots coming out and you'll get smaller broccolis, but they'll be more plentiful. And again, we'll be taking broccoli off here, or calabrese off here, for the next 6-8 weeks. We'll be taking them off from in here. Yeah, some good ones already. Decent size. It's bigger than a baby's head, that one. Yes. Anyway, I'm getting back home. I'm going to have a bath. But, oh, I'll show you the spuds in the buckets, actually, because they're coming along as well. These are the Caledonian, I think they call these ones. And these are another first early, but these are only started off what, a month ago, if that, 4 weeks ago, from seed potatoes gone in. They're coming through. Another 5, 6 weeks, up to 8 weeks, we'll be taking them out as we need, and we'll be tipping a bucket out probably once a week. And we should have enough of the new potatoes then. Because we're hoping to get probably 25 new potatoes out. And we only have potatoes about twice a week, so that'll be plenty. And we'll just keep doing that, working our way down the line with these. I'm going to get some more spuds off in buckets. These ones in here again, we've got first earlies I think at the back and second earlies at the front here. But in this bed, I don't know. I think we planted about 25 spuds in this bed. Yeah, I think it was about 25. And from that, we're hoping to get 10 times that, 300 potatoes out of it. Those are volunteers over there. Those are, I forget which one. Sangita, second earlies in that one. Those volunteers are just what was not harvested last year, and they've turned into plants, into potato plants in there. And it's the same story in there as well. That's why it's a bit hit and miss and sporadic, because as they came up, I felt sorry for them. I thought I'll just leave them, you know. But these are the Sangita. Look at that. That's Bradley, the little swine has been digging. The little swine. I don't know, I didn't see that, but the little sod's been digging there. Last time he come down. But yeah, I'm going to top these up anyway. I'm going to put some more compost in on top of these. And just let them bulk out. Yeah, they'll be alright in there then. They'll be fine. We'll get a good harvest out of them. Once that's all full of top growth at the top, obviously, then we can leave these for probably about another 5 weeks. We're getting spuds. Same with this one. We'll be pulling spuds. We've got plenty of potatoes. I've got some big sarpomeras in that top bed that I didn't show you before, but yeah, they're all coming through. I've got to clear this out because this is blackberry. I don't want the blackberry. I want to get shut and use this bed for something else down the line. But these raspberries, we actually started to eat some of these raspberries the other day. There were a couple that were ready. But as you can see, we should have quite a crop off these, hopefully. Unless something bad goes wrong, some catastrophic event happens. We should be all right for raspberries off here. Plenty on. I'll have to trim some of these back. I'll pen them in actually. And same with the strawberries here. Getting some strawberries on now. Got to be careful. Take them as you find them, strawberries, because otherwise the birdies will get to them because we've not netted it up. That's a bit for Mother Nature actually, isn't it? But yeah, it's all coming along now. All coming along now, guys. Looking good, looking fab, looking lush. Same with these beetroot here. Lots of beetroot on the go. Courgettes are starting to come through. We'll start get flowers on these in a bit. Them dwarf French beans there. But I've still got areas that I need to plant up. And they will be done. They will be planted. Anyway, that's my quickie. I just came down to give a quick catch up. I've actually watered up inside the tomato and cucumber house up there at the top. But I've still got to get on to me grapes as well. I'll be showing you the grapes in a bit. And the other plots and plans that we've got coming off. They've opened up the composting tip again at the top. So I can get rid of all this excess detritus. Vegetable matter detritus, that is. And get rid of that. Which is good. Yeah, there's still plenty to do. Plenty to show you, actually. But if I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. I've been Guru Mafindi. You've been beautiful, fragrant and fantastic as always if you're a lady. If you're a gentleman, you've been forthright with Ireland's masculine. And if you've been something in between, you've been something in between, and we love you all. Keep growing with the heads down. Tatty bye, God bless, and I'll catch you later. Ta-ra now, have a good week.